Welcome back to Autism at Home, brought to you by us at Early Autism Project Malaysia through our non-profit initiative, The Hope Project. My name is Jochebed Isaacs and welcome to our fourth lesson in our Coping with the Pandemic series. In the previous lessons of this series, we talked about how to communicate with our children about COVID-19, how to cope with lockdowns and quarantines, and how to teach children how to wear face masks and face shields. In today's lesson, we will be talking about how to teach children how to use hand sanitizers. Pre, during, or post-COVID, it is always important to keep our hands clean because germs are everywhere. Almost everything we touch has germs, and when we do, they get onto our hands. As a result, we can get sick. One prevention of this is using hand sanitizers that contain at least 60% alcohol when water and soap are not accessible. We know there are different schools of thought about this, and as a parent, it is completely up to you which you would prefer to implement. For the purpose of this series, though, we will be guiding parents who are comfortable with using hand sanitizers on how to teach their children. So when is it best to use a hand sanitizer? Pre-pandemic, hand sanitizers were usually used before and after visiting a friend or loved one in the hospital, and in most cases as well in schools and play environments, also when water and soap are not readily available. It is also encouraged to wash our hands with soap and water as soon as we can, even after using hand sanitizer. But now, because of the pandemic, hand sanitizers are enforced everywhere here in Malaysia, and I am sure in your part of the world too. Again, some parents may not want their children to use sanitizers and may prefer hand washing, and again, that is ultimately your call as a parent. So how do we teach this skill? First and foremost, let's recap again our 3 key strategies. This skill should be broken down to simple steps to set your child up for success. Reinforcement should be provided for when they are able to meet an expectation. And lastly, lots and lots of practice to build fluency. As usual, let's also start looking at the prerequisites for starting this program. Your child will need the skills of cooperation, imitation, the ability to understand first, then, and follow that, and the ability to wait. Let's also look at the materials you will need before teaching this routine. You will need a social story on using hand sanitizers, a first, then board, a timer, and a video model on hand sanitizers. You will also need a visual schedule of hand sanitizing routine, which shows a step-by-step instructions for this routine. In this lesson, we will also be introducing a teaching technique called chaining, or in this case, backward chaining. This technique involves teaching skills in a backward manner, or in other words, starting your child to acquire the skills from the final step. Okay, this may sound a bit confusing, so let's go through it together. Do you know how many steps there are when using a hand sanitizer? If you do, great. If you don't worry, we've got you covered. Let's list down the steps involved when we want to use the hand sanitizer. Remove the cover, possibly not relevant if it is the pump bottle type. Spray, squeeze the sanitizer. Put away the sanitizer, again, not relevant if it's not a travel bottle. Rub hands palm to palm. Rub the back of the right hand, rub the back of the left hand, rub in between fingers, rub in between fingers from the back, from the front, rub the backs of the fingers, rub the left thumb, rub the right thumb, rub left palm, rub right palm. Keep away the sanitizer. I mean, I know, right? What a list. And so with backward chaining, remember our target item starts from the final item in the list. In this case, keeping away the sanitizer. Well, let's start. First, have your child ready with a hand sanitizer. Then read the social story and show the visual schedule. Then show the video model and give the instruction, sanitize hands. Begin the hand sanitizing practice and don't forget to reward your child for a job well done. Let's see the full practice.
Alright, okay. First, let's sanitize hands, then we can have reward. Okay? First, sanitize hands, then reward. Right, first let's open. Open. Alright, let's put sanitizer. Sanitizer. Okay, let's the other side too. Alright, let's rub it in between. Good job. And our nails. Well done. Alright. Good. Well done. You did really well. You can choose a reward. Book. Yeah.
If you're currently working on step number 13, then prompt your child through step 1 to 12. Or if your child is already independent in, say, step 7 to 13, and is just learning independence in step 6, you can prompt him through steps 1 to 5 before letting him do the rest on his own. Essentially, what we are helping the child build is the association of him completing a flow of routine independently and immediately gaining access to his reward. Let's watch this.
Okay, first sanitize hands, then reward. Okay, let's open. Let's put some sanitizer. Okay, nice. Alright, let's rub our palm first. Wow. Okay, rub the back. Okay, nice one. Good job. Keep going. Well done. Rub in between. Well done. Keep going. Good. And then thumb. Nice. Alright. And rub our palm. Good. Alright. And nice. Good job. Well done. You did really well. There, you can choose one. Binoculars. Yeah.
An adult may still be required to provide visual prompts from time to time by pointing to the visual schedule. Alternatively, you can also paste star tokens next to each step completed. Oh, also, you could actually do this in a forward chaining step if you prefer. That basically means that you guide your child to do the first step and prompt him or her through the rest of the steps.
Pop quiz. Bob is attempting to teach his son Bill how to sanitize his hands. At the first attempt, Bob had this social story and read it to Bill. Then he took out a bottle of hand sanitizer and immediately squeezed some onto Bill's hands. Bob then gave the instruction, sanitize hands, but Bill only looked at Bob and wiped his hands on his pants instead. What can Bob do to help Bill? Show him a video model of the expectation, show the visual schedule of the hand sanitizing routine, use a strong reward, or all of the above. Score. The answer is D. Seeing that it was Bill's first time learning this expectation, Bob will need these materials, social story, video model, and a strong reward to gain Bill's engagement, motivation, cooperation, attention, and imitation to be able to learn this new skill. Marie noticed that her daughter Anne is able to use a squeeze bottle type of hand sanitizer really well when they're out and when water and soap are not accessible. One day when they were out, Anne had forgotten her hand sanitizer, so Marie took her to a hand sanitizer station which had the bottle of sanitizer attached to the wall. Marie pointed to it and told Anne to sanitize her hands. Anne whined and said, "No," repeated. How can Marie help Anne if she ever forgets her hand sanitizer again in the future? Show a video model of how to use this type of hand sanitizers, model it to her on the spot, use a strong reward, or all of the above. Yes, all the above. And will likely need to learn to generalize this skill using different materials, in this case using different types of hand sanitizers. Squeeze bottle type, spray type, press bottle type are the commonly used ones. Being able to generalize this skill with different materials will help increase her overall success. As for Marie, she can consider showing a video model or doing an on-the-spot demonstration on how to use a new item to help Anne learn the expectation. Pairing it with a unique reward will ultimately be key to Anne's success.
Now it's your turn. Prepare a bottle of hand sanitizer for your child along with the materials needed for this program. The templates can also be found on our website at autismathome.co. Next, break down this skill and start building your child's independence in using a hand sanitizer. Remember to always look into the 3 key strategies: break skills down, reinforcement, and practice. And that's how we teach our children how to use sanitizers. So that's it in our lesson on coping with the pandemic, using hand sanitizers. In our next lesson, we will look into preparing our children for their swab tests and vaccinations. Stay tuned. If you haven't already, do check out our free online resource platform, Autism at Home, which has all the corresponding articles and necessary downloadables for you. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram and Facebook to stay updated. We'll see you later.